Sam, who's got a question for you, Darrin, believe it or not. Sam, what's your question for Darrin?
Hey, Paul.
G'day, mate.
Love you on Tuesday nights with you and Mark.
It's fun, isn't it?
Oh, great stuff.
Good on you.
Great stuff. For Darrin, just a question on the Labor Party. How are they going to get from 33% primary vote to 40%?
Okay.
I think it's a tough ask. I think in some ways it will be a reflection of a third or fourth term government, and that it's pretty difficult for governments to win more than a decade in power.
What about demos? Are there things where when you look at Newspoll, other is about anywhere between 10 and 14%. A lot of numbers came that way in the last one. Is there an ideal voter that is the almost Labor voter right now?
Look, I think there's a problem in Queensland and WA, and a few people have written it, that the government basically gets a 29-seat head start out of regional Queensland and regional WA. So the primary of 33 is one thing. It needs 38. Historically, Labor needs 38-ish to win, and that is a problem. But I think you might see, I wouldn't rule out a bunch of sort of half a dozen independents again, potentially being balance of power.
Jesus, they couldn't do it last time. I mean, they had everything last time.
Maybe.
But anyway, you were asked a question, you gave an answer. It's not for me to
that's
debate.
my view. But on 33, Labor can't win. That's a fact. I agree with you, Sam. But how do they arrest that? Look, I think you'll see a much more centrist approach from Labor this time. I think you'll see very Rudd-esque approach where Albanese plays from the centre, plays small target, picks some differences in the final year, and that they will try to get that suburban vote that did not vote for Bill Shorten.
Yeah, but the one, to me, Christy McSweeney, one of the big reasons why I don't think Labor can pull off what they did in 2007 is they're not running against a Prime Minister who's been there for the best part of more than a decade, but more importantly, you've got a pretty high-profile, pretty front and centre person in Christina Keneally who couldn't be on the worst side of national security issues for those crossover voters. Remember, she said that there was a moral case for us to take the brides of ISIS, and she's going to be the person who is about law and order on lots of different fronts. So I don't think Albo's going to be able to pull off the small target when the not-so-small ego of that senator is hardly going to want to sit up the back of the bus for an election campaign.
Yeah, I agree. Look, I think that's entirely the wrong portfolio for Senator Keneally. She's probably a great asset to the Labor Party in certain demographics of the Labor Party. But, getting back to your point about the voter out there that could turn Labor that hasn't, and we know who these voters are. They're the classic Howard Battler voters that rusted on behind John Howard. This election, I remember talking to Michael Sukkar out at Deakin, when Labor was running around saying, we'll win 5 seats in Victoria. And I said, there's a Conservative vote in Victoria. I don't know what everybody is talking about, but it's in Ringwood. It's not in the inner city, which is, of course, what the media focuses on, because that's all they talk to.
Well, that's where they live. It's where Twitter is. It's 100% the case.
Of course it is. And people in Ringwood aren't on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate. Sarah, because Twitter ain't real life. They're real people there, sure, but it ain't real life compared to sort of, what's happening in the world, right?